Hi, Linda. Nice. I love the video. Hi, Natasha.
Hi, how are you?
Oh, you look so good.
Oh,
I love it.
thanks. Thank you.
I like when people just come on and like in their natural setting and form and
Oh
just
yeah, this is it.
Uh, Linda, do you know how to unmute? Okay, good.
I don't know why it comes up with that email. I should
Oh,
change that. Mm,
well, at least it's like your full name so I know who you are.
yeah.
Okay, yeah, good. Good practicing unmuting. So I want to hear from everyone tonight about how the week went, but we'll give people a few more minutes to jump on.
I love your glasses, Kayla. Those are so cute.
Thank you so much. They're just like,
You're welcome.
they're not a prescription. They're more for blue light and for fatigue in my eyes, but I got them on Amazon.
Oh,
I get so many compliments on these. Just I
They
think
are super cute.
the shape and the whatever this pattern, tortoise.
But yeah, it really works for you. It's very cute. Very cute.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
have you tried eye drops for your tired eyes?
Not in a long time, but that's a great idea. I forgot about that.
Because do you have ceiling fans where you are?
Yes.
They that really dries out your eyes and computer use. So just like
Computer,
that
phone, yeah.
blink or something that might help.
You might be right. It probably has a little dryness.
Just suggestion.
I appreciate that. Yeah, that's helpful. Let's see. I'm just going to comment in our group real quick just so people know. And I'm going to put this link in there too, actually. Um, if I can figure that out. There it is. Oh, Sandy's on. Hi. Yay.
Sorry, I'm trying to leave. My husband is like sick today. So,
Oh my God, no.
yeah, James is like being vomiting and everything.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, so I'm like, okay, I got a meeting. I gotta go. Here's some toast. Bye.
Ginger ale and toast.
Exactly. Uh,
Oh, that's too bad. I'm sorry he's not feeling good.
yeah, there's some type of bug. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh. All right. So the other Sandy's having trouble getting on. Let me help her real quick.
Yeah, I am having a problem with the app. But I can talk to you a little bit later. I just
Okay.
can't really put any information. I tried typing things in, but never goes through. But
Weird.
yeah, I think I'm gonna have to just log in instead of from my phone, maybe from the computer. I think that will
Yeah.
probably work better because I tried through my phone, but never like I noticed like when I put anything in, I can never send it out.
Weird.
Yeah.
Huh.
But I have to log in weird, so I don't see anything. If I don't log in, I don't get notifications. I have to actually log in for it. But maybe if I try in the computer.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, what a pain. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no worries. Hi everybody.
Well, I think we can get started. So I'm happy to have you all back and just want to highlight, you all making effort and time to be here with me tonight. And I really appreciate that. And, you're doing it for you. You're showing up for you and staying consistent. And that's what's really going to be what helps you reach your goals. So yay for all of you. And I hope this week went well, focusing on your small habits and that's what I wanted to ask next about is like, how did that go? How did, focusing on your small habit go? So anyone can unmute and start. Hi, other Sandy.
Dang it, finally.
You did it. Yay.
Yeah, two candies.
We were just kind of starting off by I want to hear how the week went for each of you and how, focusing on your habit went and how you're feeling about really solidifying that habit into your life.
I think for me, I started good. Like, oh my God, let me put things away as soon as I get home. And then, life, like I've been getting home late, working, just a bunch of things. And then I noticed that I went right back to putting my jacket on the table, like, in the chair. And then by the end of the week, I was like, oh my God, I have to put all these things away. What happened to me? So, but it's okay. I said, you know what? Next week I just do it again. I just keep trying. So I'm not hard. I realized this year I'm not hard on myself. I just continue to grow and learn. And if I mess up, then I just start again the next day.
Absolutely. And
Yes.
I think the important part is you noticed it and you're able to interrupt it again. So you're going to get back into the right swing of it because you're aware of it and you have intention around it. So
Mm-hmm.
that's the important part. I think the thing that might help is, you get home late and you're tired, but finding and really thinking about what is the reward I get from it and really thinking about that rather than the act and the
Yeah.
behavior. Being like, okay, the reward is this, and that's what I'm going to be working towards.
Perfect.
Switching that mindset just subtly, being more focused on reward rather than the act of doing it.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, thank you for sharing.
I can go. So what I was focusing on this week was just like finishing one thing at a time. I have ADHD like super. So my fiance lovingly points out to me that he can always tell when I'm having like a rough day because I leave the cabinet doors open. And so it's like a silly small thing, but it's like totally relevant, right? Like I start doing so many different things like at the same time. And multitasking is like really cool, but it's also not productive when my whole week's been like out of whack anyway.
Mm,
Normally I'm like super like controlled, super good about eating, working out, like just I have my whole life super scheduled. And this week was the most like unscheduled week I've had in probably like a year. It was all positive things, but it just really threw me for a loop. So my goal for myself was to finish things that I started. And it was like small things like shutting the cabinet or, like finishing the laundry and then moving on to the next task or whatever it was. It was very like small little things that I've been like focusing on, but I have found that to be such a grounding piece for me throughout this week and like something so like seemingly like minute made me feel so like calm and it like calmed my nervous system like down so much. And then once it was done, I could say like, okay, so that part's done. At least like I accomplished that thing. And that gave me that sense of reward that I was looking
mm,
for and that sense of
oh,
positivity and like stability. Yeah, exactly.
I
So
love that. I love that you were able to feel it and you were aware of it and you're like, wow,
yeah,
I do this, I actually feel this. And the more you get that positive reinforcement at the end of it, the reward, the more you're going to commit to it
yes.
and it'll happen. That's awesome.
Yep, something I plan on like continuing to do. And I used to do it, and somewhere along the line, it just kind of like fell off. And I didn't even realize it fell off until, we started this program. And then I was like, okay, let me actually focus on things. So, like I
Cool.
said earlier in the group chat, I'm super excited and super like grateful for this. Like my soul needs this so
Mhm.
bad.
I loved that comment. Yeah, thank you so much for sharing that in the group too. It's great to have everyone be able to see how others are doing and relate and connect. So thanks for sharing that there too.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
Yeah, and so the other thing I want to highlight there was you experienced a trickle down effect.
Hmm.
You started the habit and you got the reward, but then other things in your life were responding to that as well. So
Yes.
that's where, last week we talked about small wins stack up, small habits stack up. And when we focus on just that, by default, other parts of
Hmm.
your life will come in rather than like what you wrote in your comment is like you started really big and like working on those bigger habits are much more difficult and less
Yeah.
productive, actually.
Yep. And that
Yeah.
was super helpful to like know. And then listening to the speaker meeting from last week. 'Cause I love listening to things when I'm working out and starting my new workout routine yesterday and listening to that. It was just like it all like clicked and it was so like beautifully like put together and it was just a very nice like almost like spiritual experience. I loved it. I loved it.
Yeah, someone else said that too. So thanks for sharing that part.
Yeah.
hmm All right, Linda or Sandy?
I'll go that I was trying not to just get on my phone after dinner when you're kind of wiped out. So I thought I need to give myself something else to do. So I started a project. So I try to make these little aprons for my grandkids before I get to see them because I thought it'd be fun and then we could cook when I'm visiting. So that was really good that I kind of made something. And so I was like, even if I'm tired and I feel like I don't have the brain bandwidth to like really think about it, I could iron the pieces or get some little part of it done. So I did that. But then I will say, when I went upstairs to bed, I got my phone and I scrolled on it for a little while. So I'm
Oh,
like, oh gosh, all right. So I just moved it to a different time of day. But
yep.
at least I'm being more productive. And, like when I get on it before I go to bed, like that, it's not like so long. It's just
Mm-hmm.
small
Mm-hmm.
now because, you're tired. So I feel like I kind of made a improvement. It's not happening then, and it didn't happen every night, so that was good too. So
Okay,
mm,
fantastic.
small
Yeah,
steps.
I loved that. So you identified what you were looking for from the phone. You wanted wind down time. You wanted mindless like time. So you replaced phone time with ironing and working on the aprons, which to you is mindless and a little kinesthetic like movement, and it's calming in some senses. So you replaced that with the apron work. So that's beautiful. I am so impressed that you were able to identify. I just want to feel time where I'm not thinking and I want to be doing something. So that was perfect. You
Thank you.
know the reward, and so I think it's just a matter of keep practicing that and keeping your intention around it because the trickle down effect of not being on your phone that late at night will be better sleep, not being, as restless, and all the other things. So and better sleep, what that all contributes to. So again, tiny little habit of not being on your phone late at night or for a long time in the evening has these bigger effects with other, benefits. So that's really cool. Nice job.
But it's again your little program that's getting these things to happen. So thank you for putting it all together.
Oh, you're so welcome. Thank you for saying that. Yeah. All right, Sandy, you're up. Take your time. I can ask you to unmute too, which might help. Sometimes on the phone, they're hard to find the unmute button. Here, I'll ask and see what happens.
Okay. Well, anyways, my goal was basically to try to be honest with myself with tracking because my big thing is like, is the nutrition and trying to eat normal meals rather than binging and eating here and eating there. And I found myself when making myself meals and then sitting at the table, whereas before I never used to sit at the table by myself because again, it's just me here. Um, and I found that taking the time to just sit there and eat and think about what I'm eating and eating slow and not in front of the TV or standing in the kitchen, walking around binging, so to speak, or eating before my meal's even prepared. And then by the
Hmm.
time my meal's prepared, it's just like, well, I'm already stuffed eating all this other stuff. But the I found that the tracking really helped me this week, and I was being honest with whatever I ate, and my habit was having to pick up my phone all the time to remember to do that. Um, and I did do it, and I did lose a little bit of weight this week, which I'm happy about. And hopefully, I'll get to where I want to be.
Heck
Congratulations.
yeah. That's amazing.
Yeah,
So you got the trickle
That's
down effect too.
fantastic.
Mm. Yay. Look at y'all celebrating
just
each
just
other.
got to keep it going.
Yes, and that honesty with yourself is a big thing in
It
our
is
life.
because I used to track before, and I used to put things that were good, but not what was bad.
Yep, I've
I
been there.
wasn't I wasn't
I've
honest
been
with
there
myself at
too.
all. Yeah.
Hmm.
And
Yep.
that's the hardest part, it's just like I want to eat it, but I don't want to see it.
It's so humbling. I'm so impressed with the fact that you are so honest with yourself. I'm like,
Yeah.
I admire you so much for that. I really do, because that is
Thanks.
so difficult and good for you. Good for you. That's inspirational because I've been struggling myself lately. So I respect you so much for saying that.
Yeah, thanks. And it's hard to be honest, it's just like I'm just like, oh, do I want this? And then that, and I think being honest with myself made me put things down that I really wanted, but I didn't eat it because I wanted to be honest with myself. It's just like, do I really need that? I didn't need it at the time.
Yes.
But I mean, if I did really want it, then I did have, whatever, but,
Yeah.
it was posted. So,
Yes. No, that's so good though. The being honest part is like so deep and so
mhm,
important. Good
deep
for
is
you.
nice.
Good for you. That's great.
I agree. What everyone has already said, it's definitely worth celebrating. And your big reward was some weight loss. Like that's huge.
Yeah,
Like how incredible. And I'm so proud of you for being intentional with your eating, like
yeah.
sitting down and making it.
And to be honest with you, last week I really hadn't gone shopping yet, so I was just kind of like working with what foods I had in my house because I felt like I was lacking like the vegetables, so to speak, other than but I actually went out and bought some frozen vegetables just in case I didn't have the fresh ones. So,
Excellent. Frozen
yeah.
veggies is a fantastic strategy.
Yeah.
I keep them in
Yeah.
the freezer too. And
Right. Yeah,
yep,
because there's times I'm not always shopping, so.
yep. And the nutritional value stays with frozen
Hmm.
veggies because as soon as they pick them, they freeze them. So it keeps all
Yeah.
its nutritional value. hmm Hi, Barb. You came in at a really good time. We were about to wrap up. We were talking about our week and how everyone did with their habits. So I know you're kind of getting shoved right in because you're the last one, but are you open to talking about how your week went with your habit and, what went well, what didn't, or how you did?
Sure. So are we talking about the habit that we wanted to change?
Yeah.
So my habit that I wanted to change, sorry, I just walked into a dark room. I'm going to turn the light on. My habit that I wanted to change was that I was snacking on candy in the mid-afternoon. And um, I have switched that out to a cup of tea and some protein instead and moving. And so that's been pretty successful for me.
Wow.
Quiet type.
That's
That's
awesome.
awesome.
Sorry about the barking dogs.
Oh, I can't hear them.
I couldn't hear him
Oh,
either.
good.
I can't either, but I have two dogs, so no judgment.
I know, same.
Yeah.
I have
We
six.
love dogs.
Yep, yep. Yeah, Barb. So I have a question. What was the how we talked about how there's a reward or reason why we do a habit. What was yours that you were sensing or needing, and what did the tea and movement do for it? Like, did it match it? Did you keep the same reward?
Yeah, I think actually what happens is that I think it is a blood sugar thing that when I'm hungry and then I eat lunch, I think, I release insulin and I think I just feel really dysregulated at that time, blood sugar wise. And so the candy, I've always had this craving for sweets, particularly after lunch.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think it's a physical sensation that I'm trying to meet. But if I don't eat sugar, my body will actually adjust on its own.
Mm-hmm.
And so I need to give it the time and movement just takes my mind off of it. And I think also regulates my blood sugar. And then the tea and the protein kind of just give it a little uh, something. It distracts me also. Does that make sense?
It sure does. Yep, absolutely. I think that's a fantastic strategy, and I think, you're on the right track with that. Do you feel like you can sustain this newer habit?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I did the November challenge with you, and what really went off of added sugar completely. And so I know I can do it. I just have to be mindful.
Beautiful. I love that. Yeah, it is. It's a lot of just intention. And, we talked a little bit before you came on here about how the small habits, the small intentions have that bigger trickle down effect. So yours was not eating the sugar, not having a crash, regulating blood sugar better and maybe feeling more energized and feeling better about your choices. And once you're feeling more energized, you're going to be more productive and blah, 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 blah. That whole like sequence of events. So starting small and focusing small has really big impact.
Yes.
Beautiful. Well, thank you all so much for sharing. I really appreciate hearing from you all and celebrating your wins for the week. Really beautiful. So, moving forward, I want you to continue your habit and your intention the best you can. Things will continue to stack a little bit. So, again, the programming is based on habit stacking and lifestyle change, and it doesn't happen overnight. So, I want you to continue focusing on your habits and, keep them small, but be intentional about it. This next part, so tonight, I'm excited to talk about tonight because this is going to really help you with those. We're going to go over the importance of identity. And believe it or not, this is powerful and super impactful. So I'm going to try to share my PowerPoint again without messing up too much tonight. All right, let's see. Oh, okay, desktop, Google Chrome. Oh, maybe this is what I need to do. Content only. Did I do it?
Yeah.
It's working.
We can celebrate that.
Excellent.
Yay, thank you. All right, the only thing is I won't be able to see your comments just based on how it made my Zoom screen small. So if you need something, just start speaking and yeah, really open here. Okay. So, all right. So again, your identity or who you want to become matters more than you could ever imagine. So most people try to change habits by forcing their behavior. Like, I'm gonna go to the gym and I'm gonna, not eat this and blah, blah, blah. It's like, okay, but why? If you don't have a reason or you don't identify with the person who does those actions, then it's not going to be as successful. It's going to be very hard to stick to those things that you want to do. So, real change starts with who you believe you are. When your identity shifts, your habits will naturally follow. So, the identity triangle, we act from who we believe we are. It's so true. And the example I'm going to give is more of a negative one. But let me just go through this little part here. Identity shapes your thoughts, which creates your actions, giving you results, and it reinforces that identity. So it's just cyclical, right? So when you identify as something negative, and oftentimes I hear, especially women, we don't speak very positively about ourselves, oh, I'm just someone who doesn't do that, or I'm just someone who doesn't speak up, or I'm someone who blah blah blah, negative, insert negative sentence. And unfortunately, our brains, usually move us into more of a negative space. So it's a constant battle, which is really hard and really frustrating. But so listen to this example using that little identity triangle here. So your identity, I'm inconsistent. So you're telling yourself that already. Like you're already saying, like, that's me, I'm inconsistent. So the thought that comes with that is, I always fall off. Every January, I start a thing, but I always fall off because I'm inconsistent. It's what you tell yourself. So your action with that is like, well, that's who I am. So I'm just going to skip the workout. And then your result is the inconsistency, like you told yourself, like, I'm inconsistent. Yeah, that's what's going to happen. And the identity continues to strengthen because of how you react to that. Does that make sense?
That makes
Yeah.
perfect sense.
Yeah, it's powerful. Like as soon as you start, shifting who you think you are and how you talk to yourself, it's incredible. So your small actions create your identity. Identity is not something you earn later. Identity is something you practice every single day. One small action starts shifting the story you tell yourself. So, an example, drinking water means I'm someone who takes care of my body. So, that one small action, when you say, oh, I'm drinking water because I'm someone who cares about that, I'm someone who takes care of my body. Doing a 10-minute workout means I'm someone who moves daily. Yep, that's exactly it. Make a nourishing meal means I fuel myself like someone who values health. So true. So every tiny win casts a vote for the identity you want. So it's really important to, go on the flip side of that. You need to identify your identity. Become really, really clear about who you are and who you want to be. Da, da, da. Okay, we can just go over this super quick. I already kind of talked about habits tonight. And so we had the cue, the thing that in our life provoked our body to be like, oh, I know what I'm going to do next. So the cue in your life, whether it's environment, it's a smell, it's time of day, you have a cue. Then you jump right into a routine because our body and our brain doesn't want to do more than it has to. So habits are basically things we don't think about. It's just like, boom, do it. So you jump into your routine because of that cue. Then you get your reward. Always get the reward. There's a reason why you do the routine and then you continue to crave that reward. So that's what a habit is. So underneath your habit, your identity drives those choices. So for instance, myself, I'm someone who values strength. So I'm someone who goes to the gym. I'm someone who lifts weights because I'm someone who wants to be strong. That's part of my identity. So those choices I make and those habits I've created are based around my identity. Um, we change habits by becoming the person who naturally does these routines. So again, I wake up, I go to the gym because that's just who I am. That's my identity I've created. Okay. Oops. All right, so more examples here. So an identity, an old identity. This is how we make a shift. The old identity is I'm someone who always snacks at night. Yeah, that's actually I am that person sometimes. So the cue was, oh, the kids are in bed. I get my alone time. It's the end of the day. That's the cue. Routine, go get your snack. The reward, this is so good. I feel so good eating this like brownie with ice cream. It's amazing. I feel comfortable, calm. And then the craving is the relief and the decompression that happened from that. So each night I'm going to keep doing that. Oh, the kids are in bed. Yes, it's me time. I'm going to go get my brownie. I'm going to feel good. So I'm someone who snacks at night. That's the identity I keep telling myself. So the new identity that we can shift is I'm someone who winds down in a healthy way. So literally just changing the words there makes a huge difference because that's the same thing. Like I snack at night because I want to wind down. But by saying I'm winding down in a healthy way, that's who I am. Now your new routine is a healthier choice, such as tea and a soft blanket and a few minutes of breath work. So you're getting comfort and relief, the same reward as snacking, but you've shifted it to tea, soft blanket, and breath work because you're somebody who winds down in a healthier way rather than I'm somebody who snacks at night. So shifting that is extremely powerful. So constantly telling yourself who you are is going to move you into new actions and new habits. Okay, so just continuing to drive this home about how we talk to ourselves. So, more examples. I am someone who chooses nourishing foods. I respect my body. I take care of future me. I am the type of person who follows through. I am consistent. I am someone who moves daily. I am calm, strong, grounded. Repeating the identity makes it easier to choose the habit loop that matches it. So, again, whatever identity you choose, the habits are going to come with it. No. Okay. So I don't know if you all have pen and paper nearby, but I would love to take 15 minutes for you all to do this little task. So I want you all to identify, this is fun. So you're going to create an alter ego. And the reason it's an alter ego for creating an identity is we often have a harder time giving ourselves the credit. But if we can move ourselves into an alter ego, creating this other person that we identify with, people are more successful. It's going to make sense as I read more through this. So you're going to choose, oops, sorry. You're going to choose your identity that represents who you want to become over the next 4 months. You're going to choose a name for this person because that makes this even more real. Like, oh, Kayla is X, Y, and Z, but I don't know, Sally does this, this, and this. So then when you wake up in the morning, or whatever cue you're going to choose, I'm going to read about that in a second. as soon as you do that, you turn into Sally and you're doing all these other things, but you're still moving through life as yourself, but you're identifying as a person who does the other things. So write this somewhere visible that you're going to be able to keep nearby so you can remember exactly who you're working towards becoming. And then you're going to choose defining traits of this person, and you're going to be super crystal clear. So I will give you my own personal example from last January. So I decided that I wanted an athletic goal. I wanted something to focus on. So I decided I wanted to do a bodybuilding competition. So what I did in the beginning of my season, as I wrote down Kayla as a bodybuilder, and I wrote down all these different characteristics of what that person would do and is. You know, someone who wakes up at 5 a.m. and goes to the gym, somebody who eats enough protein in the day, somebody who drinks her water, somebody who believes in herself, someone who stands tall and proud and appreciates her body for what it can do, and blah, 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 all these characteristics. So then every single morning, when I got out of bed and I put my gym workout gym clothing on, I went from Kayla as Kayla to Kayla as a bodybuilder. So the next part is you need to assign an activation cue where you go from yourself now to your alter ego. And mine was, oh, gym clothes. Okay, I'm a whole different person now who focuses and does the things she needs to do to meet these goals. Does that make sense? So the
Yes.
examples on here are, you know, you put on your sneakers, you fill up your water bottle, you braid your hair, you put on a certain piece of jewelry, you open your journal. Any little cue that moves you from this version of yourself to your new alter ego, that's what you're looking for. So some kind of cue. It's really powerful. It's kind of like all the superheroes you watch on TV. It's like Superman goes into the phone booth, comes out as actually Superman. What is his Kent? No, what's his first? I don't remember
Yeah.
his Kent?
Clark Kent.
Clark Kent. Thank you.
Yes.
So Clark Kent, you know, goes around his day and he's Clark Kent, but then as soon as he needs to be like trouble comes, he goes like, all right, I'm gonna go turn into my alter ego, does his thing, he's amazing, blah blah blah, and then you know goes back to being Clark Kent. So that's what you all are gonna do. It's powerful. Sounds a little strange, but I want you to start writing down who you envision and identify as that you want to become. And then if you're open to it, I'm going to have you all share after. So go ahead and take 5 to 10 minutes and start writing down your alter ego. Give it a name if you want. It's very powerful to give it a name, this person. Write down all the characteristics of this person, what they do to be this person. So again, Kayla as a bodybuilder gets up at 5 a.m. every day. She gets out of bed even if she doesn't want to, puts on her gym clothes, gets in the car even if it's 30 degrees out, drives to the gym. Like be super specific here. Opens the gym door, walks in, warms up on the treadmill, and then starts the workout of the day, then does stretching at the end, drinks a protein shake, takes a shower, goes to work, but had all her food prepped, grabbed all the food prepped, ate the chicken and sweet potatoes and broccoli and whatever. Um, and then gets home, does the dishes, cleans up the kitchen, gets in bed by 8 p.m., journals, and shuts the light off. So be very specific. Like that is really, really powerful because bodybuilder Kayla does that. Everyday Kayla might not do all that. But I had a goal and I wanted to get on stage and I wanted to do well. And so it worked. It was pretty powerful. And if any of you really want to dig into this alter ego, there is a book called Alter Ego, and Linda, I believe, read it. Sandy 1.0. I don't know which Sandy to call. Sandy who got on first. I
I
believe
read it. Yeah, no, I read
read
it too.
it.
I'm,
Hmm.
I'm actually trying to read it again.
It's so good. Yeah, I did the Audible.
Oh,
Yeah, me too. At the gym.
Yep. All right, does anyone need the screen in the background? I'm going to close it so I can see you all. Okay. Oh, Anne jumped on. Hi, Anne. I hope you caught what we're working on right now. I'm so glad you're here.
Hi. Yes, I
Hi.
totally messed up the time. Did you start at 7?
Yes.
Well, I was just wasting time for 7:30 to jump on, so my total mistake, and I apologize, but I'll go back and rewatch it. And I
Oh,
did I grabbed some paper, and I think I have the gist of what you're doing right now, so trying to
heck
kind
yeah.
of line up to it. So sorry.
Oh, don't apologize, my friend. I'm glad you're here and you're working on your identity right now. That's perfect. Yeah, and you can always rewatch. All good.
Thank you.
Yeah. So I'll give you all like 5 more minutes and then we can talk about who we want to become. It's exciting. But honestly, it's who you are already deep down. Like, basically, this is a way to tap into your limitless potential of who you are as a human being. You literally can be whoever you dream yourself to be. So doing this practice right here, right now is what moves you and starts walking you towards that person that is you. Life is short. That's such a, taboo thing to say, cliche thing to say, but why waste time? Like, go after this, like, whatever you want. Sometimes the hard part is identifying what you actually want. I have this conversation a lot about myself sometimes. It's like, what do I actually want? And sadly, with the influences of social media and stuff, sometimes I question, I'm like, is that what I want, or is that just what I see everyone else doing? You get kind of brainwashed in some senses, in my opinion, of like, what do I authentically want? What like lights my soul up? When it's like, oh, I'm just seeing this constant bombardment of like all the happiness everyone else has experienced online. It's like, it's interesting. So I think spending time away from social media and just sitting quietly and just tapping into your own intuition and letting those feelings come up. And the more you do that, I feel like you will envision who you actually want to become.
Yeah, it's funny that you say that because I kind of, I started writing everything kind of like exactly like I do bodybuilding too. So, but I feel like that's what I do. Like that's my routine. That's what I identify myself as somebody who goes to the gym. I sleep. I take my vitamins. I drink my water. I don't go a day that has nothing to do with fitness. It consumes me, but I really don't even know what I want. Like even this question is like that's what I already do, but I want to be more than just that. And
Hmm.
so before that, I had my own business for 23 years, so I was that. So now I don't know what I want to do. I think I want to do more of like just enjoy life. I don't really know exactly what I want. So it's really hard to figure that out. I think I'm gonna have to put some thought of what I want to be more than what I'm already am.
And you know what, Sandy, thank you for saying that because I know I gave you a quick timeline
Yeah.
tonight of like, oh, figure out who you want to be when you grow up in 15 minutes. Like, no, I want you to take the rest of the week and really reflect on it. So, in all of your calendars, you may have noticed already, I put a new habit in for the week just to remind you of like, this is kind of an ongoing process of creating an identity of who you want to be and really like finding deep in your heart, like who is that person? Where is she? Like, what does she look like? What does she do? What is she like? Um, I think what comes to me quickly, Sandy, if I can interject or give my opinion, is you seem like you're someone you're in a point in your life and you've re-identified yourself a few times is what I'm hearing. Like I was a business owner and now I was a bodybuilder and now what the heck am I? And that's okay. Like that's the beauty of being a human is you can you can redo who you are however many times you want. But what's coming to me for you is I think it's somebody who experiences and travels, someone who expands their self and their soul and their knowledge by travel. Like that's for some reason coming to me for you.
Yeah, well, that's so funny because I thought of that too. I started writing. I actually started to write that. Traveling, seeing the world, seeing cultures, seeing trying different foods. Actually, like learning about different people and who they are, and like just really explore more of this beautiful world that we have. And I haven't really had time to do that, so I would love to do that.
Yeah. So as simple as that, your identity could be I am someone who travels and becomes more cultured,
Mhm.
and I'm someone who shares it or whatever, it can be that doesn't, I think the other thing I'm gonna just jump in super quick before I let you all share is sometimes we have to redefine what success is because my own personal experience, success growing up was you got to get a really good high degree and then you got to get a big job and make tons of money and like that's success. Whereas, like, since I've had this opportunity the past 2 years of my life to work more on my personal growth, I'm like, gosh dang, that was invaluable. And to me, being this version and this person that I am today, that is so successful. To me, that feels like the best definition of success. Whereas, like, it used to be all these other measurements. So I think success is also something that needs to be tied into there and just being like a subjective thing for you. Like what fulfills you? What makes you feel like you've, done life? Like what feels good? So, um, been there. You all can still hear me, right?
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I think
Are you having another Sandy moment? The other Sandy moment?
well, while I figure out my camera, I'm
Yeah.
gonna have Sandy 1.0 shared. I'm gonna have someone else share their new identity. Jump on in, everyone.
I can share.
Okay.
So I started writing things and I was kind of struggling too. Because over the past year I've been like really working on trying to like identify like who I am. And I think I have a much better idea now of who I am, but there's like these like sticky pieces that I'm not like super like comfortable with. So as I started like writing down what like the routine was, and it may seem like silly and small, but something I have like a goal of doing is just using mouthwash in the morning. I mouthwash at night now. It's something I like added in recently, but I'm like, I could do that in the morning too. So that's going to be my cue. Something
Love
like
it.
small, but it's going to be what I was thinking. So I wake up in the morning as it is, and I always do like a morning reflection. And I set like intentions for myself for the day. And I've been doing that for probably like a few years now. Started off as like a gratitude list and then it went a little bit more in depth. And I do it every day now. It's like a non-negotiable for me. It's super important.
Mm.
Um, but I was thinking about adding into that I can set like an intention that like an obtainable like intention for the day. Like one thing I want to accomplish. And it could be small. A lot of the times it's doing one thing a day that I'm afraid of. Um, which is it's like a big deal. And I used to do that again, something I used to do and just kind of like fell off. But as I started writing into it more, I got into I want to have like an organized plan for the day filled with a mix of relaxation and productivity. I'm such a go, 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 like obsessive person over things that I lose sight of what's actually happening in the moment.
Mm.
So I started writing about getting my son on the bus, and having like a meaningful morning with him when I'm able to not be distracted by other things. So I can get him breakfast and then I'm meal prepping and I'm doing like 15 other things when I really could just sit down with him for 5 minutes and have like a meaningful moment. So then that kind of branched off. I started on a different page and I said, I want to be more present. I want to grow. I want to not be so obsessed over food and be able to have meaningful moments with my family. And I want to love myself completely. Something that my fiance and our son were talking about doing is once a week, like I'm gonna have like an untracked meal. Like I track everything so obsessively. So once a week, we're gonna have like a just grab whatever. And like
Cool.
this week, I'm planning on having cereal, like Catalina Crunch cereal. Okay, it's not even like it's anything wild, it's like crazy, but I don't want to have to frickin' pour it into, and measure it. You know what I mean? I want to have like milk and like not stress over it. And I when him and I had that conversation last week, I cannot tell you the like wave of relief that went through my body. It's like
Mm.
so silly. I slept better that night. Like I felt my whole system relax. So over the next 4 months, I want to become that person that is able to relax. I want to be able to just be. I want to enjoy moments. I want to not put so much damn pressure on myself about every little thing. And I just want to love myself. I want to love my body for all the seasons that it's going through. I ate a lot over Christmas time, and my body like is very inflamed, very bloated, especially from this past week when I ate out a lot. So my body is not feeling like my body right now, and I'm really, really struggling with it, like emotionally. And I don't want to continue to feel like that. Like bodies fluctuate. But my body like houses my soul, and that is the most important thing. And I just need to remember that, and I need to be able to embody that. So that is what I am going to do. I'm going to embody that version where I can truly love myself in all the ways because I deserve that, you know. When I'm able to do that, I can be more present for my family. Like this weekend, I worked really hard on just focusing on being with them, and it was so good. You know, it's like the stressful moments didn't feel so stressful, and we just were, and it was nice. And I just that's what I want. I'm sorry if I didn't do all that properly. I just went on a bit of a rant, but that's
No,
that's like what I want.
that was beautiful. And you just
Thank
let it
you.
flow. Yes. So if I had to summarize, it sounds like if I had to put one sentence, because the identity part is I am someone who is present in my life. Does that
Yes, that's actually
summarize?
that's the first thing I wrote was I want to be more present. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I would
I
write
I
that.
am
Yeah.
present.
Mm-hmm. I am someone who is present every day in my life, and that sounds like the identity you're grasping for.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful.
Thank you.
Gave me goosebumps.
I'm getting choked up, so thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, girl, I felt it. I had a little tear. I didn't want to admit it though. All right. Who's next?
I'll go.
Linda.
Um, I just want to say, um, all of this just does make you teary, you know. But I've been working on like affirmations and things like this. I've been doing a lot of reading. And you know how you said when you want a red car, you see a lot of red cars? So one of my affirmations, and I read somewhere, I can't remember all the different places I've been like reading stuff, but it was like write it down 10 times every day. And then I made these little cards. So when I'm feeling anxious, I just read my little affirmations to myself. But I feel like it's working because
Mm.
my affirmations, I had three examples of what I was hoping to put out there come to me. So anyway, and
Wow.
yeah, it was it wasn't anyway. So I have four affirmations, but one of them is I am fit, toned, and a marathon runner. It's one of
Ooh.
my affirmations.
Yes.
But I've been thinking about it because since I've been working with Kayla, the other program, and this now, I definitely have much more confidence. Like I took a circus arts class in Brattleboro and I was the oldest person in the class, but I still got there. And then last night we went to the Grafton Ice Bar and my daughter was like, Mom, you should go on it's like one of those bowls that you hold on with one hand. And I was just like, and Kaylee's like, Mom, you can do it. You can do it. And I was like, all right. I never would have done that before. I got on there and I'll have to send you the video, Kayla. I've never done anything like that. But before I got on, I said to the young man there, I go, you have to be nice to me. I'm old. And so because first I watched other people because I was like, well, I don't want to get on there and just fall right off. So I was like, all right, I have to stay on at least longer than those because some people fell right off. And I stayed on for like a bit. And,
Mm.
but I just think that the affirmations and trying to be good to your body and really take care of it and work with it like how best you can really just makes like you be that person you want to be. Like I never ever would have had confidence to take a circus arts class or get on that ball. So
Mhm.
just want to say I think that this mindset is the big part of getting fit. You like you have to have the mind ready to really believe that you can do the things. So anyway, I feel like I went off the tangent, but I just wanted to share all those things. So and I don't want it my alter person. There's some other things on my little affirmations, so I'm gonna put them in here too. So I just have a rough sketch, but it's about confidence and fitness and kind of just the big pieces, like thinking about you, like who are you and what do you want and how do you make sure you put that in your day because
Mhm.
everything else. So anyway, I feel like I talk too much, but that's my little thing. I'm gonna work on it more because I also did some stuff about vision boards and like it all ties in and
Beautiful.
you're
Wow, that was amazing. I am so proud of you. That getting on a bull and having confidence and like age is not a limit for you. And, honestly, you're someone who's strong. And what was the second part? Strong, toned, and a marathon runner. All those things you just talked about, like that person does embody all those characteristics. So you're right on track. Amazing. Wow. I teared up again. That was beautiful. Wow.
I'll send you the little video my daughter
I cannot wait to see that.
Did you write it in style?
I did the best I could, and I realized that I held on with my left hand. I could have done my right because I'm a righty, but the whole thing I was like so nervous, But I'll just be one
I
quick.
give you credit for getting on it.
I'm so impressed. I'm so impressed. I loved it. Love it. Love it. Love it.
My daughter sent the video. She's like, "Mom, you have to send it to Eric and Heather." And I said, "No, no, I can't." So she did. So in the crowd, there was some guy yelling, "Squeeze your legs, squeeze your legs." And my son texts me. He's like, "Was Dad yelling that?" No, it was some guy in the crowd. But anyway, but just having the confidence to do that, I never would have done. Like, I never, so many things I never did that I wish I did that now at 67 and a half, I'm like, what the hell? I'm doing it. This is my last
Yeah,
chance.
that's right. Oh, wow, that was beautiful and very inspiring. I loved that so much.
So inspiring. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful. All right. I don't want to cut you off, Linda. Thank you so much for sharing. We're going to move on to our next person. I think we've
I,
got
I'll,
folks. Cindy Ann. Yep.
I'll just go. I basically, for me, it's basically again to stay strong and fit as well, but to be more focused. Try to stay away from like the social media, seeing how everybody like loses weight really fast and quickly, which is I would love to have happen to me. And I'm just like, I feel like I'm always doing the right things, but it's not, doesn't drop off of me. And then you have everybody out there doing the GLP shots and stuff like that. And it almost makes you want to just kind of like give into that, but I won't give into that. And I see how some people that are into it and they just look horrible. I mean, they might have lost a lot of weight, but they don't look themselves. But that's a big thing for me is that the whole social media is like, what am I doing wrong? What are they doing right, so to speak.
Yeah.
But basically I just want to continue to get up, go to bed, by 9 o'clock every night, have all my gym stuff ready, have my water bottle ready in the morning, my shake bottle in the refrigerator if I'm planning on having a shake that morning after a workout. And again, it's just basically for me, it's focus. I tend to get lazy and not be focused. But yeah, and just be more organized with my stuff.
Yeah, those are beautiful
And
characteristics.
be comfortable in my clothes as always.
Yes, yes. So who is that person?
I don't know who she is. Still
That
trying to find her.
Yep. But that's what I want you to figure out this week is
Yeah,
who is that? And
yeah,
what is she? What is this person? You need to identify
yeah,
the person and it'll be more powerful for you.
yeah.
Yep. Like I said,
That's
15
all I said.
minutes of work, it's a work in progress and those were all
Mm.
beautiful things. But yeah, really hone into being clear of like who is that?
Someday.
No, ma'am, no, ma'am. Immediately. We work on you got to figure out
Yeah.
who it is in the next week.
Sandy, where do you go? What gym do you go to?
I used to work out at F45. Now I work down at my niece's, who's just like 7 minutes down the road for me. It's called Moxie Fit.
Oh, okay. No, because one of the things last year that I made it go with it, I needed to make one new friend at the gym per week. And now it's like this whole social thing. It's like if I don't go
Well,
to the gym, they're like, "Wait, where are you?" Or if
but
somebody doesn't
that
come to the gym, it's like so we're like there for each other. And as soon as we come in, it's this big social thing.
Well,
It's
I was
it's,
going to
it's funny.
F45 for like 7 years, and that's what I miss right now is my
Mm,
social group that I had there. We used to do so many things together. We used to go hiking. We used to do the
Mm.
Spartan race. We used to do the mud race there. I forgot what it's called,
Yeah.
whatever. But you know, you have that social, you have all those people, and yes,
Yeah.
people do miss one another. But I just started down with my nieces here just
Okay.
last month. I stopped because it's like a half an hour for me to go to F45, and I was getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning to be there for the 5 o'clock class, and I was just getting tired of that hour, so to speak. So now that she's just down the road from me, now I'm sleeping in a little bit longer. So I guess I should be getting up a little bit earlier now and not be so lazy again.
mm.
But I do like going for the 7 o'clock class down there. But it is different. I do miss my people that I was working out with in the morning, but new people now. Got another group of people. So
Well,
Maybe your alter ego is I am someone who brings community together.
yeah.
yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, summer, spring will be here before you know it. You can start
Yeah.
getting all those new friends you're making and be like, well, we're gonna go walking together.
Well, I live in a small community, so I pretty much know everybody at this new gym too. So
Um,
a lot of it's family member as well. From a big family too. So
Thank you for sharing that. I look forward to hearing your more pinpointed alter ego.
mhm.
That was really beautiful. All right, got Barb and Ann.
I'll go next.
Okay.
So I am someone who respects her body and keeps it strong. Um, I have healthy food ready to eat in my home fridge and my work fridge. I work out 5 times a week and I don't skip my workouts. I'm strong, healthy, and energetic.
Mm,
I start my bedtime routine at 8 o'clock so I can be in bed by 9. I remember to take my supplements. I drink my water. I don't drink coffee until an hour after waking. And I reward myself with swimming or walking in nature.
mm. That was beautiful because you used
Mhm.
so many I statements. I
Mm.
love how you just affirmed all of that. I am this. I am this. I am this. And you did that like that was beautiful. That was powerful. Whew.
yeah, I
Thanks.
loved all of it except for the coffee part. That was it. You lost me when you said the hour. I drink coffee to the gym. I know I loved it.
That was beautiful. I'm someone who
I
res
started doing that in November. And
I like the nature walks too.
I started doing the waiting an hour in November and they're cool.
yeah, it can make a difference in energy
All
for
right,
sure.
I'm done.
Yeah, thank you. That was beautiful. I loved that so much. Yay. All right, Anne, you're up, my friend.
Sorry, I had trouble unmuting there. I just
Okay.
wanted to say first, wow, you guys are what you share is amazing. It's so inspirational, motivational. I don't know what the right word is, but you just make me want to be better. So thank you for sharing all that. I'm stealing all of your ideas. So because they're great.
Imitation is the best form of flattery.
It really, it is like to go back and listen to this and hear what everyone has said. It's kind of, it's very powerful. So, what a great group to be in. I'm so thankful to be part of it. I don't have a name yet, and I'm still kind of in development, but I'm at a point in my life where, my kids are grown. My role there is changing. My role at work is changing. Um, I don't have to be so focused on succeeding there because I don't have kids depending on me, right? I kind of feel a little less pressure with that. Um, I have a really tight family unit. My husband's very supportive, but my siblings and I are all maybe even way too close, to be honest. But we've always been close, and we took care. I spent a lot of my time as my kids were growing. We took care of my mom. My dad died very quickly and unexpectedly. Left my mom, who had some problems with dementia, which we didn't realize because he was kind of taking care of her. And she developed Alzheimer's, as did her sister, and we cared for them. So I always felt like I was being really always pulled in that there was someone that needed me and I couldn't, as every mother does, right? And I couldn't focus on me. And I was quickly willing to give the self-care up in those years. But I really want to, one of the things I want to do or become is the person who changes that, who focuses on me, because instead of being a caretaker for people, I want to be a supporter or someone that empowers them. Not, I don't know the right words, but I don't do it for them, but I want to help them to be so successful. If the difference that I'm trying to say is,
Yep.
And so I want to move forward in that. And so I have to really kind of give it some more thought tonight and see how to do that. But the more care I take of myself, the healthier I become. I think the more energy, the more focus, the more knowledge, all of those things I can share with them and or at least, use to as a tool set to support them in their growth, if that makes any sense at all. But that's what I'm envisioning and kind of thinking about.
Yes, that is a beautiful shift going from caretaker and doer to supporter. You know that old saying of like you can lead the horse to the water, but you can't make them drink. Like that's true. So by being supportive, you're going to teach them, but they have to do the change and everything on their own. You can't make them. And it's going to burn you out because you want to. You want to make sure that they're doing and being and all these things, but by shifting that and accepting that yes, you can be there for them, but they need to make their own moves and changes.
Well, in being an example of that, I guess trying to be the example, be healthy, be eating healthy, which I haven't been for many years, taking care of myself in any way like that. So doing those things and enjoying it and letting them see that kind of it opens up all these other doors for me. And then I can support them in all of that is what I'm hoping to accomplish.
That's really beautiful. Can I offer another observation?
Yes.
So I know you're a very selfless person. You care deeply, and your goal is to make these changes for yourself, but there's still this like element of like, I want to do it for everyone else. You know what I mean? Like that's what I'm hearing a little, but I want you to really dig a little deeper and figure out how you can reframe it so that it's for you first. And I think you're dancing around that, but there's still this like I want to help still. I want to do this for them. And I love the idea of, being the example, but like more deeply, why do you want to do it for you?
Okay, that's a great perspective change. Let me or call out because I didn't really see it that way, but I do see what you're saying now.
Because you're giving, you're just still giving and giving and pushing your energy away. Whereas, like, I'm sensing that for you, we need to bring it back. And once you bring it back, you're gonna embody all those things you just talked about, having more of that energy and just moving through life with more fulfillment and joy and happiness. So you do have to return some of that energy to you to be able to use it. Um, and it's not to say that what you're saying is not beautiful, because it really is, and I admire it deeply. But I want you to dig a little deeper for you first, and then it will exude and be, that giver sense that you have.
Thank you for that perspective, and I will be incorporating that in my work tonight.
Yeah, yeah. Again, like I said, this was a quick, quick little brainstorm, and the rest of the week is dedicated to continuing the habit we talked about last week, but also this week, kind of figuring out who you are. Who do you want to be? Who are we working towards? And being very clear about who that alter ego is, and then becoming it. Yeah, that was beautiful, though. Thank you so much for sharing all that. All of you did incredible work tonight, and you were open and vulnerable and really dug deep into who you want to be. So I'm really, really proud of you all. Because it's hard. It's hard to even know, like, who the heck am I? Because you talked about other identities. Like, I was the mom, I was the caretaker, I was this, I was that. And it's like, okay, well, who am I now? Who do I want to be now? Those are hard questions, especially when I just threw it at you tonight. So, really, really proud of you for digging in and putting some effort in. But yeah, so I'm not going to hold you all up any longer tonight, but in your calendars, you have the new habit for the week. I've been seeing you all checking off everything. I see you showing up. I see you participating in the group. The more you do that, the more you're going to get out of this. So I'm really, really proud of you all and just wanted to remind you of that effort you put out is what you're going to get back. And I'm seeing it. So well done. And kind of what Anne was saying, the more you do, the more it's going to inspire other people. So, and it's for you. Um, any questions? Okay. Well, Tuesday this week is our guest speaker. It's at 6:30. It's going to be through this Zoom link again. It is Kara. She's a world champion bodybuilder. So again, kind of my world, but she is somebody who's going to talk a lot more about this and how she achieved that. So it's going to be really powerful to kind of see her process and how she kept her mindset in the right place and all the things she had to go through to achieve that goal. And it's going to be helpful for you all to kind of take notes on that. So hopefully y'all can come Tuesday at 6:30. What that means is my free exercise class is going to either be later in the week or I won't do it this week, but Kara is going to talk for us. Next week, the Sunday meeting, Linda already kind of started one, but we're going to work on a vision board. This is going to be really, really fun. So I'll talk more about that before we get to next Sunday, but a vision board is another step to creating yourself and your identity. And I'll show you mine next week. But okay, well, if no one has any questions, I will let you all go and move forward with this week in a powerful way, just feeling really proud of yourself. And let me know if you all need anything. You know how to get a hold of me in the group or social media or whatever. I'm here for you anytime. Literally, don't feel like a burden ever. I will answer you as soon as I can. But I appreciate you all.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Good
much,
night.
everybody.
Bye.
Good night.
Good night.